There is a reason why DoorDash does not want drivers to know this about waiting at restaurants. And we are going to cover this secret many Dashers don't know about. Some of you might. And it could save you time and in the long run, more money because you aren't waiting on an order that might possibly be 5 more minutes. 30 minutes later, you might get it. I am talking about the worry-free unassign, which never hits your cancellation rate, which is a big deal. For over 6 years now and over 16,000 deliveries, I know a couple secrets here or there about DoorDash that every driver needs to know, and this information is important. So coming up, you will learn what a worry-free unassign is, how to do one, how it affects you as a Dasher, and why doesn't DoorDash want you to know this? So what is a worry-free DoorDash unassign? So basically, if you are waiting at a restaurant for 10 minutes or more, you can go to unassign the order and it'll say that your completion rate will not be accepted and you don't have to worry about unassigning the order, which is fantastic. So that way you are never waiting at a restaurant for an order that is not worth your wait. That is the beauty of this whole entire thing. Now, this is the thing. DoorDash doesn't just come out and say, hey guys, hey Dashers, look, this feature is available. And we're going to get into it later in the video why DoorDash doesn't want you to know this. But this is really important information because it really can be a time saver and it could really change the way you do DoorDash and waiting at restaurants. When should you use this worry-free DoorDash unassign? Every single time you go to pick up an order at a restaurant. It's really that easy. I get asked all the time, when does the 10 minutes start? 10 minutes starts as soon as you hit arrive at restaurant in the DoorDash app. It really is that easy. So I'm making this up. Say the order pickup time is 7:05 and you arrive at the restaurant at 7 o'clock. You hit on the app that you arrived and then you go into the restaurant. They say that it's not ready. You say, no big deal. I'm kind of early anyway. But then you wait 5 more minutes and at that 10-minute mark, you can unassign the order. It really is that simple. No more waiting around more than what you have to. That is the beauty of this feature. So how do you do this unassigned? It's really that simple. You go to the question mark in the top right-hand corner, and then you go to store has issue, and then it says order has excessive wait time, I believe it says. It's really that easy. And then 2 screens are going to pop up. If you see this screen right here, that means that you haven't waited your 10 minutes and your completion rate will be affected. You don't want to do it at that time. If you have waited your 10 minutes, the screen will then look like this right here. At that time, it will actually say your completion rate will not be affected. That's how you know when the order is ready to be unassigned or canceled, and you hit that, and then you can move on. You can walk out the door and rid yourself of the order. And it really is that simple. But I can't stress this enough because you can lose a completion rate for this. You want to make sure that it actually says that your completion rate will not be affected. That's how you know, and then go on to your next order. How does this affect you as a Dasher? I have to tell you, when I learned this a while ago, this was a game changer for me, and it changed the way that I actually work the DoorDash platform. I now don't have to worry about it hitting my completion rate. 10 minutes and I am out the door and moving on to my next order. Years ago, this didn't exist and it was painful. And then if you wanted to unassign, automatically hit your rate, which was ridiculous, because why, as a dasher, would you be hit for something that is wrong with the restaurant, not a DoorDash dasher issue? That was the frustrating part. Now you have this. I mean, granted, it's good because now the completion rate is 90%, and this saves you so much time and aggravation. So I'm going to give credit to DoorDash for this one in making the driver's lives a little bit more easier. I'm going to say, however, guys, you have to look at your order, and you have to see the dollar amount versus the time that you are invested into this order, right? Time is money. That's the bottom line to making this one of the best features DoorDash actually has. Because if you're taking a $6 order and you're at that 10-minute mark, honestly, you should cut your losses and move on, because then the time isn't worth the money anymore. If you continue to wait, say it took 15 minutes, say it took 20 minutes, and then it takes you 5 to 10 minutes to deliver it, you're into that order for 30 minutes and you're only getting paid $6. Is it really worth your time at that point? That's the way you have to look at it. Look at the money and the value amount versus how long it's taking you to complete the order. And that is going to be a big decision maker for you. Just the other day, I actually let go of a large order catering because I actually knew the customer. They were a repeat customer I've had many times. And I knew the order was honestly only going to go to like $13 or $14. And the wait at the restaurant, they were honest. They said, Kim, it's going to be 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And was that $13, $14 worth my 30 minutes? No, it wasn't. And I canceled at that 10-minute mark, or unassigned at that 10-minute mark. I was out the door. However, the other day, I got an LOC, but I stayed because I knew the customer as well. I knew this order was going to be a minimum of $30 or more. I stayed because I knew what the payout was going to be roughly around. So a lot of it has to know about knowing your orders, knowing your market, knowing your customer. But ultimately, you have to make the best decision for you. But don't let the wait times hold you back any longer, because this feature will not hold you back. So why doesn't DoorDash want you to know this important information? It's simple. They want to get orders delivered. That's their main objective, right? If you cancel an order, they have to find another driver to come get the order, wasting time if the order is ready as soon as you walk out the door. Or the restaurant is so delayed, they get another driver, and another driver just did the same thing you did, and then they have to get another driver, ultimately really delaying the customer. But it's not the driver's fault, right? Ultimately, it's the restaurant's fault if you really think about it. They're the ones really delaying the whole entire process because they're late on the time that's promised to the customer and to the driver. No one really cares about you as a driver. DoorDash doesn't care. They care about getting orders delivered. The restaurant doesn't care. They care about getting the food out, but they're on their own timeline. They're not on your timeline or DoorDash's timeline. They don't care. So the only person who really cares about you is you as a driver. Take this and run with it and make your own decisions that's best for you so you can move on and make more money in the long run. I talked a little in this video about completion rates. Well, if you find yourself under 90%, you could be at risk at deactivation. Well, there are 3 proven ways that dashers get deactivated from the platform. You're going to want to check this one out and learn all about it, and I'll see you over there.